Hi guys, in this video, I will go through question on hypothesis testing. In this case, we know the mean mass of pitches and we know the standard deviation as well. So some people decided to do some testing and they think that the mean mass is not actually 125 grams. And we want to test this one at the 2% level of significance. So firstly, we need to write down the null and the alternative hypothesis. So the null hypothesis, you just put down the actual mean. For an alternative hypothesis, because the question said not 125 gram, so we gotta choose sided test in this case. So these people decided to take a sample 30 pitches and do testing at 2% level of significance. And we asked to work at a critical value. Just make sure you understand this diagram here. So anything within that, we cannot reject the null hypothesis. So we know the mean mass and we know the standard deviation as well. So you can form a distribution for the sample mean. This one should say x bar. So you take the standard deviation of the population divided by root of the sample size. That is C1 and that's C2. You got 2% level significance. That means this one is 1% and this one is also 1%. To work at C1, you need to set up that equation. The chance of finding x bar being less than C1 is 1%. And the chance of finding x bar less than C2 is 99%. So from there, you can use inverse norm to work out C1 and C2. There are two ways you can work out the confidence interval. The simplest way is to use your CAS. So you put in your population standard deviation, which is 20, population mean, sample size, and a confidence level, which is 0.98. And that will give you the confidence interval. The second method is about using the formula. For this method, you have to work out your K value because you got 90% confidence interval. So to work out your K, the area to the left got to be 0.99. And then you're using the standardized distribution. The mean is 0, standard deviation is 1. So let's see if I can draw that. So this is the standardized distribution you use to work out the K value. So this is your K. So this bit here is 0.98. But you want to include this area as well. So that's why we do 0.98 here. Once you got your K value, you can substitute back into the formula to work out a confidence interval. Now this part, have a think carefully because it could be confusing. So we want to work out whether we should reject the null hypothesis or not at the 2% level of significance. I think the most obvious way is to look at the critical values that we worked out previously. For the 2% level of significance, so your critical values are these ones here. And if we find the sample mean to be within this area here, then we cannot reject the null hypothesis. In this case, the sample mean is 123.51. which is within that range. So we can conclude that H0 should not be rejected. Or you can also look at the confidence interval as well. The confidence interval and the level significance are related. If you want to look at the confidence interval, you need to focus on the actual mean, not the sample mean. Don't get confused. So make sure you stick with one method only. So we know that our actual mean is 125, and we work out our confidence interval previously. You can say that the actual mean lies within the confidence interval. So that supports our conclusion that we derived earlier. The last part of the question. What if the actual mean is 114 rams, not 125 rams? So we want to work at the probability of not rejecting H0. So we want to work at this area. So just form your distribution, and we need to use a new mean, which is 114, and then we work at the probability.